Hello, hello. Welcome to 10 Minutes with Todd at Beyond 615. The reason for doing this, so much of Christian music is either written and produced and recorded and mixed in the 615, which is the area code for Nashville. So my goal is to celebrate someone in the Christian music industry who is either making that music in the 615 or someone at a radio station who is playing that music made from the 615. But we only have 10 minutes to do so, so we're not wasting your time and the people who are coming on to be a part of this time, right? Okay, so this is episode number 2, and today's guest is 1049 The River's music director and the Hailey portion of Afternoons with Hailey and Jace. That would be Hailey Reid. Hello, Andrea. Thanks for watching, by the way. Waiting for Hailey to join. There is Hailey. Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I got 2 issues here. One is my head is cut off now. Can you see? Am I cut off?
Only like from here up.
I don't understand that. Okay, so the second issue is, which my wife Hillary pointed out yesterday, I have a stand-up desk at home, and this thing behind me is like 5'7", but with the stand-up desk, we see the ceiling.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to change something here about it just looks weird. It's supposed to be a background, right? It's supposed to be like a background.
I mean, look what I'm working with, so no pressure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm trying to run a professional business here. You're at home working for another company. Okay. We've got 10 minutes. Let me pull up my notes here. I got to set a timer on my watch. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Set a timer for 10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes and counting.
I turned to the Australian voice last night after the Apple update.
Of course.
Okay. Hailey, I'm going to just say a phrase or a couple of words and you get to react. Ready?
Okay.
Okay. Your internship at 1049 The River.
Whirlwind. So I didn't plan to be at the river. Like, I think this is true of so many people in this industry that their stories are just like something they never would have planned. And it was totally just God orchestrating it, right? And that's true for me too. Like, when I was in college, I thought I wanted to work in book publishing. And I tried to pursue that route. And like, it just did not happen for me. And I kept coming back to the river. And it was just crazy. I did the promotions internship, fell in love with the river, and just saw this world of Christian radio that I never really knew much about before and what that means to people. And yeah, the long days of being out at events and being hot and sweaty and river dog. And I mean, all the things like the true, for lack of a better phrase, like grunt work of what it takes to make a radio station happen, getting that experience looking back, like I needed that to be where I am now.
I saw so much potential in you. Hailey and I worked together at the river, and it was just one of those things where like, we can't ever lose this person. We have to find a way to hire her from this internship. And so your journey continued in learning and growing in music and voice tracking overnights, right?
Yeah.
How long did you do that?
I always get like lost on the timeline. I feel like I did the voice tracking overnights for at least a year.
Yeah.
Probably longer. But yeah, I actually just recently came across some of my voice tracks that I had saved from that time. And I like hesitated to listen to them because I was like, oh, this is going to be painful. But I did. And I was like, you know what? It could be worse. And also to like see the growth. It's kind of cool that I saved some of those, I guess.
Yeah. That was one of my greatest joys, is taking someone like you and who really had no baggage from being on the air, right? You didn't have really bad habits to break that you formed for 10, 20, 25 years. And so you soaked it all in and you were able to grow. And overnights was a great time for you to practice and make mistakes and not have pressure and just really learn and grow. And I love the thing about you. You asked a lot of questions. You were so eager to grow and become a better communicator.
Yeah. I always say I blame, well, God and you for where I'm at.
I ran into your parents a couple of years ago at the K-Love Fan Awards in Nashville, and we just spent maybe 10 minutes talking before the doors opened, and just to hear their perspective of your journey was amazing. It gave so much satisfaction to know that God has blessed your journey, and then I could be just a tiny little part of it. And that was just that was very cool to hear.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. Editing music logs.
What about it?
Tell me about the TLC. Tell me about you push a button and it's done, or you push a button and you're in there looking for things to make better, songs, back to back to change.
Yeah, definitely doing more than just what automatically happens. And that was a lot of things I learned from you. Like, okay, do we want these two really up-tempo songs playing back to back? Do we want these two artists playing back to back? So yeah, definitely going in and kind of putting your own touch on things. Actually getting to edit music logs was an experience that I'm super grateful that I have kind of in my tool belt, because I think it's actually made me a better on-air person as well, because it's given me the knowledge of our playlist. Like, I know what artists we have. I know what categories they're in. I know, like, I don't know. I think it's just given me a better feel on the air of what the listener is getting. So I'm always super grateful that I kind of have that in my back pocket. And that's one of the, excuse me, that's one of the things I love most.
Have some water.
I know, going tea. That's one of the things I love most about just getting to be involved with our music programming in general, is having that deeper connection to the songs, because ultimately that's why the listeners are there. Yes, they come to know the personalities and they come to find us friends, but they're there for the music and how it's connecting their hearts to God and to others. So I love getting to feel that connection as well in a deeper way.
Yeah, that's a really good perspective. It's almost like you've got a cheat sheet to success by being involved with the music. Then, maybe the morning show doesn't have that connection with the singers, the songwriters, the labels and everything. So that's really good. I've thought of that, but you put it in really good words there. Okay. So when I started working in Columbus, I grew up south of Cleveland. So I was a Cleveland Browns fan. And I've lived in Cincinnati as well for 4 years. But when I started working in Columbus, I thought, well, this is a kind of a Cincinnati sports town, maybe to the south, a Cleveland sports town, maybe to the north. I didn't realize that really Pittsburgh is just as close as Cincinnati and Cleveland. And there are a lot of Pittsburgh transplants and Steelers fans and Pirates fans. So you're from Pittsburgh-ish.
Yeah.
So what's the whole deal with the word yins? Y-I-N-S. Yins.
Oh, it's actually a Z. Y-I-N.
Oh, that's what I mean. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's our version of y'all.
You all?
Like you guys. Yeah. I don't really know the like origin or whatever, but it's funny because living now in Columbus and Ohio for 10 years. Oh, that makes me feel old. I feel like I don't really talk like that here, but when I go home, when I visit my family, it definitely comes out. There's this very southwestern Pennsylvania way of speaking, and it is like a yinzer. It's like slurred and these ridiculous words in that, like, gonna go downtown and that, like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's just, honestly, it's kind of lazy.
Well, everybody's got that. People here in Nashville, if they go home to the if they're from the South, they
Yes, and it comes out in him sometimes. Like it's really bizarre, and I'm like, you need to just hold up a second because your Canada is showing. It's weird.
Your Canada is showing. So how's that been with going from voice tracking overnights and filling in to being paired with a teammate now? You guys are coming up on almost 4 years together, I think.
Yeah, yet another thing that we can blame you for. You put us together.
I think that's a good thing.
No, it is. It's funny because so the summer internship that I did at the River, actually Josh, who I have to call him Jace because that's his on-air persona, and if I call him Josh, then I'll do that on air, and it's the whole thing. But so Jace, we interned together that summer, and then here we were years later getting teamed together for a team show. And like, I mean, you know, all of the ways of being on air, they all have their pros and cons, like voice tracking versus being live, solo versus being a live team show. And there are days when I definitely miss voice tracking, and, you know, solo, you get to call the shots. It's all on you. You don't have to worry about what somebody else wants to do. Oh, he just joined. Hi, Jace. We're talking about you.
Oh, yeah. Don't you know?
Don't you know?
Don't you know?
It's been really cool, though, to watch us grow, because I think we would both have said at the beginning of, you know, our journey as a team show, it was really hard. Like, we struggled at first. And
well, relationships are hard. You have to get to know each other and not talk on each other and know each other's strengths and weaknesses and being okay with that. And
it's honestly, like, I liken it to like a, you know, like a relationship, like a marriage or whatever, but in that work setting, because there has to be trust. You have to know each other well enough. You have to, like, there's all these things. And so we both worked really hard, I think, to invest in that and build that up. And I think, like, we talk about it all the time. We're really proud of where we've gotten to and where our show has gotten to, where we are as individuals. Like, we're proud of what we've built. And so
I heard you doing incredible fundraising too.
Thanks. That's another example of just something that I feel like we've come such a long way. Through the help of amazing folks, like we use Vidare Creative, and like, I don't know, I'm just really, really grateful that we both stuck it out and put in the work, because I'm just so happy with where we are now, and I believe we have even further to go. So it's been a pretty cool journey.
Yeah, I think Tommy Kramer, who's a talent coach, says, I think he says it takes about 2 years to really get to work out the kinks. And man, if you can push through and make it to those 2 years, it's just the sky's the limit.
Yeah, totally. And we
before then, you just want to punch each other in the face every day. But I get it.
Still those days, right? Because even your best friends, your spouse or whatever, like, there are those days when you're like, oh, you're just driving me crazy. But like, there are those days, but I think we've learned what makes each other tick and how to support each other and make each other look good and make each other better. We've learned some of that. And so it definitely makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun.
Yeah, that's true. Timer's going off. I didn't want to interrupt you, but we're done. We're out of time. Hey, if you've never been to Pittsburgh, by the way, it's a great town city, actually, to go visit. Great food. All the bridges, the incline. Someone commented about the incline. That's cool. Downtown as an art place, right? And then, there's just, you got to visit Pittsburgh. It's not probably one of the first cities you go, where should we go for a little weekend trip? Yeah, go to Pittsburgh.
It's fun.
And you can say yens.
Yes, you have.
And get you what? What's the Pittsburgh food that you got to get?
The big thing is like the Primanti Brothers sandwich. Fries on it. And I actually don't like the Primanti Brothers sandwich. Like, hot take. I'm not a big fan of it. It's not the fries. It's like the quality of the meat. It's weird. But really quick, I know we're out of time. That was one thing when I first started living in Ohio that I really struggled with, because anywhere you go, like even where I live, it's like 45 minutes outside of Pittsburgh or where my parents live. Anywhere you go, like if you order a salad or a sandwich or something, good chance that fries are coming on it. And when I moved here, if I would order a salad, I would always order like a little side plate of fries so I could put on.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You guys don't do that? This is so good. You're missing out.
And if you go to
and if you salad, order fries and see how you like that.
On the side. Yeah. I don't know. And if you're in Columbus, you got to go to Sababa, which is a Mediterranean cuisine, and I crave it. I haven't had it for almost 4 years. Oh, I got to get there. I got to do that. Okay. Thank you, Hailey, for talking about the songs beyond the 615. Thank you for taking a little bit of time, and everybody can celebrate you and see how far you've come and what you're doing there in Columbus, Ohio. So
thanks for having me.
Yep. I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye.